Well, hello again, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I think it's Wacky Wednesday today. Wacky Wednesday, Wrestling Wednesday, whatever day you want to call it. It's still a day, and we're here, and we're queer, so get used to it. Just get used to it. Anyway, I hope y'all having a good day. What's up, Christopher Barraclough? How are you? And thank you for liking the page. Guys, if you can, go ahead and click that like on the Facebook and the YouTubes. And I don't remember what the other ones do. Twitch, we'll try to get us out there get out there to as many different people as we can. You know, other than the obligatory stuff. Thank you guys for joining us. Head on back to the chat. Thank you, Lori, for liking the page. Thank you so much. That always helps, guys. It always helps every single day. When we're out here, going out, getting after it, getting out here, getting after it, doing whatever we can to go after it and get after it and get it good. Did you kill the day or did you let it slip away? Thank you. Laura has liked the page on Facebook, but Laura likes it everywhere else too. So guys, if y'all can go to YouTube and click the like button, that'll help out a lot. If you go to Odyssey, no, not Odyssey yet, but go to D-Live, Twitch, y'all know the deal. What's up, Lori? Lori is here as well. I know that Laura is here. Mahoney Games. I'm getting the hiccups again. Where's my water? Where did my water go? Crap. Hold on, guys. I gotta go find my water. So, IHTFW. Okay. IHTFW, and we are good to go. Thank you, Rick, for liking the page as well. I love it whenever we get you guys right at the beginning liking this stuff and trying to push it out to as many different people as we can. You guys know how that deal is. Y'all know how that deal is. I had a really good day today, though. I don't know what it is with this week, but this week has been just whipping my ass, and I think that I need to pay closer attention to how much energy this sun zaps out of you. Because it zaps everything. 3-hour drive, a 3-mile run, a 3-mile run, and then I'll hit the gym. Normally, I like to try to spread out as many different. I try to spread out my workout. So I'll try to work out in the morning, or I'll try to run in the morning and then work out in the evening. This week, it's just been either run, and I have to start just like documenting all this stuff because I haven't been documenting that, and that's another point, especially with the shred shed, especially with as many calories as we're burning up in that bitch. It's hard to prepare for it though, you know? It's not in there, and we had a good workout. We didn't even finish the whole workout, and I looked like I jumped in a pool. And then right after that, I had to come here and run. So I had to get back to the house, put my stuff up, and then go right out for 3 miles. You have to get 3 miles in. Every day and this is like a personal thing for me, for my own trying to better myself in my future. I think that it just takes time. Like all these things take time. So I need to continuously get better at it. But as we go, you'll start to see how much you can really handle. And today I handled it pretty well. Yesterday I was cramping up a little bit, so I had to make sure that I rested as much as I could then. And that was tough. It's been tough though because it's so hot outside. But I would never lose it. I got my water bottle, my regular water cup right here, and I got my teacup. And sometimes that's a Truly White Claw cup. But I do have cups that I always have. But Laura said, and I miss your run streams. I need that motivation. Yeah, I'll post those again. I just haven't been posting them here recently just because I am so tired at the end of it. I am just so exhausted. I'm trying to listen to a podcast and walk my happy ass back here, and I'm getting frustrated with my phone because the phone keeps turning the podcast off because I have so much sweat dripping off of my complete entire being that if I put my phone in my pocket, it thinks that I'm trying to conjure Siri. And I'm not trying to conjure Siri. I just want to listen to my podcast. But every time I put it in my pocket, it cuts off the podcast and it goes, "What do you want me to say?" Or whatever Siri says. And I get pissed off at it because I'm like, I want to listen to a podcast. I don't want to fucking have you do this shit. I don't want to have that. It's too much. It's too much. Relax. Can I just listen to my podcast? No, I can't because Apple sucks. That's why. Apple is the shits. They're the drizzling shits. I can't wait for another 50 years so that another company is going to come in and monopolize over them and destroy them. And all of their little ancestors who own it then are going to have the shits. They're going to have the shits. And also while we're shitting on corporations, fuck Ford too. Ford Motor Company. Fuck. All right, we'll jump back to the chats real quick. Sorry about that, guys. I get carried away. What's up all over there on Instagram? Instagram was light. We didn't have anybody there for like the first couple minutes, so I was worried. Thank you guys for joining us. Crystal Massacre, Call Heather, and Steph. Good old Steffi's over there on the IG. Now we'll head on back to the Instagram comments. This week has been endless. Yeah, you can tell. Yeah, you could say that again. This week has been endless. It's just been ridiculous. And Laura, and I miss your run streams. I need that motivation. I'll put them back up. I'll just put them back up. I just haven't been doing it recently. I just haven't been really into it. I haven't been really into a lot of stuff though. I've been trying to figure out exactly what I want to do and what I want to do in the near future, and those types of things. So I've had a lot of things on my mind. So I have to like clear off a clear path for some goals that I need to have for the next few months so that'll keep me going. Because if I don't have any active goals, I'm a very goal-oriented person. If I don't have any goals, then I fall off and then I start getting into a negative mindset, and then I don't, and then I just kind of like fall. I have to keep myself busy is basically what I'm saying. I'm one of those types of people where I have to stay busy. And if I'm happy being busy. Like I'm happy having things to do. I'm happy having responsibilities. It doesn't give me anxiety and it doesn't stress me out. I like it. I enjoy it. Cuz like a lot of stuff don't give me anxiety anyway. I don't give a shit. But that comes with a good perspective that I think that we all should have, because we have the internet perspective, which is very anxiety-ridden. It's very dopamine-ridden. It's very much when you get onto your phone, it's going to make you feel some kind of way. Whether it be good or bad, it still makes you feel some kind of way. So then, to your phone, and you don't even think about it. You get onto your phone, and you're going through these different things, and oh no, you're getting caught up in that cycle. And here's the thing. You have to pay attention to yourself. You can see how much time you waste per day, which is like 3 to 4 hours per day wasted on the phone. The phone tracks that these days now anyway, so it's easy for it to be able to be noticed. We can notice this stuff, but we have to pay attention to it we have to pay attention to it for ourselves. If we're paying attention to it for ourselves, then you're going to see a lot more of the things that are changing and the things that you need to change in the future. Betty Jean McCann said, R.I.P. Paul Orndorff. R.I.P. Paul Orndorff. Can't wait to see you guys wrestle again. Betty, I can't wait for you to see us wrestle again. I'm looking forward to it. Hi, Auntie Dawn. Auntie Dawn up in the chat, but she don't ever chat. Come on, Auntie Dawn, say something. Where are we? Laura said, you can come here. We have not seen the sun in weeks. I did my walk today in thick fog. Ooh. I don't know if that sounds good, though. I don't know if that sounds good, Laura. That doesn't right now. But all my running, it's all meditation for me. It's all just going and just enjoying it, So I like to be able to see everything, because if I'm just in a fog, then I might as well just be running on a track. I don't see anything new. And I like that stuff. Oh, my goodness. You guys are all over the place. Let me check my stuff, because Mahoney said YouTube decided to break, so I'm on Twitch. And then Laura said I had to come over here to Facebook because YouTube was freezing for me. Are we good everywhere? It looks like I have everything that we're good everywhere. I don't know. Sometimes, guys, I don't know. That one is out of my hands, guys. That one's out of my hands. But at least we're aware, at least we know. At least we're aware of everything that's going on. Laura said, what podcasts do you listen to? I'll listen to Joe Rogan whenever he has an interesting guest. I don't listen to Joe Rogan regularly. I used to listen to Joe Rogan regularly like 10 years ago. But I haven't listened to him quite so much anymore. But that might be because I've just heard him. I've just heard all of his inner thoughts anyway. And like you just pretty much get to know somebody. It's not like I actually know the guy, but I've heard the podcast so many times it kind of repeats. You go on a repeat. I mean, just like this show, we're on episode 108, and I have definitely repeated some themes. I've definitely repeated some themes. But I love the Rogan podcast. I haven't been listening to many podcasts here recently. I have been listening to audiobooks. And a lot of audiobooks that I've been listening to are about psychology, crowd psychology that I just written, people and the psychological significance of people. I finished that one in like a day. And there was another book that he wrote, which was The Crowd, but I'm still on that one because I have a highlighter for that one. That one I'm actually reading. So whenever I get onto the books that I'm actually reading, I have a highlighter and I highlight stuff that I think is interesting and important to me, so that whenever I go back through that book, I can see these ideas just pop out at me, and then I can, when I read it, it puts me back into that mindset. That's how I like to read. And I don't read a lot of like fiction. Like I'll read some fiction, but the way that I read is like I like biographies, I like history, I like those things. I like philosophy, I like psychology, but a lot of these books, whenever I'm reading them, but I'll read like a paragraph, and then if I have to highlight that paragraph, I'm probably going to just leave it there, and then I'm going to think on that paragraph for a while, and then I'm going to take like different ideas and then try to wonder. And I've been thinking a lot, and I think that that's what I'm going to do. I think we're going to keep, I was thinking about stopping the live show, the live streams, and doing it maybe once or twice a week, and then cutting into doing just regular YouTube shows so that I can just jump onto a subject and start pushing it that way. But it's one of those things that you have to, it's a long-term process. It's a long-term process, and as you go, you'll figure it out as you go, and it gets better. Richard. But I will be back up there eventually, and I will let you guys know as soon as I'm coming back up there. So I do apologize for that, and I'm sorry that we had some disappointed people in the crowd, and I hate it. I hate it. Laura, I didn't mind walking. I started back Weight Watchers today, so had to get out there. But my fibromyalgia kicked my ass. Still got a little over 2 miles. But that's good, man. You've got so much working against you right now. Just the fact that you were able to do that, that's huge. That's huge right there. Hang your hat on that. And always try to improve upon if you can, but don't hurt yourself. But Laura, you're doing awesome. Yeah, stick with Weight Watchers, and I think that dieting is complicated and it's tough, but it gets easier if you have a group and you have people around you, like a good support system. So I think that the Weight Watchers, whatever the case may be when it comes to the food that they're telling you to eat, as long as you're getting less calories in than you burn, that's all what a diet is. You can take an elimination diet and you go veggie, you can vegetarian, you can do all this stuff, and you can lose a lot of weight, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's healthier for you just because you're losing weight. Once you get to your maintenance stage where you're going to maintain. What's something you learned recently about crowd psychology? There's a lot that I'm learning about crowd psychology in general. The first thing that pops into my mind is people want to have their delusions no matter what. You are more likely, and this explains the news, this explains television, this explains books that you're watching, this explains everything. It's crowd psychology. So you are getting people who are, the way that crowd psychology originally started was people were interpreting and they were analyzing whenever a speaker would speak to a mass audience. Now I'm speaking to a mass audience. Not that big, but it's still a mass audience. So this crowd psychology stuff, it goes into wrestling, it goes into politics, it goes into dealing with people, it goes into social media. So people need their delusions. People need they need something to believe in. And it doesn't necessarily need to be a delusion, But if there's something that's not true, that majority of the people hold as true, then you have to act like it's true. Because if you don't and you go against the crowd is more likely to tear you apart and quarter you, behead you and quarter you right in front of everybody. So there's dangers with that. But real quick, Micah, because I am going to do a YouTube video. I'm going to do a YouTube video on this book. But real quick, just because you asked that question, I'm going to go through a couple of my highlights, and then we can just get an idea of what exactly the crowd psychology and what they're talking about in crowd psychology. So give me 1 sec. I'm going to grab the book. And it should be over here because I remember that I had it over here close. I've been going through it for like months though. Like I can't even read it. I'll read like a couple of paragraphs and then I'll be like, whoop, 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 whoop. Okay, gotta think on that for a little bit. Yeah, it's right here. This one's gonna be fun too. So this one was from Gustave Le Bon, and I have talked about this plenty of times on the podcast previously, but I'm just going to go randomly real quick and see if I can find let's see. Legends and the marvelous are the real pillars of civilization, which legends, you have your legends now. You have what is it? You have your sports legends. You have Michael Jordan, Wayne Gretzky, Tom Brady, all these big sports legends. But then you have Jesus Christ, which is a legend in his own right. I know that's funny to name out sports legends and then go straight to Jesus Christ. I should have probably put in some politicians, but I believe that politicians are below sports athletes. So at least the athletes have to use their bodies and work hard. Politicians are just lying. They're just lying, and that's easy to do. Now, to be good at it, you're probably not that good at it. You have to practice at lying to be good at lying, but you can get good at lying, very good at lying. A crowd is always ready to revolt against a feeble and to bow down severely before a strong authority, should the strength of an authority be intermittent. So that means don't be weak in front of the crowd. That means you have to purvey strength. So whenever you look at, Biden doesn't do that. Weird how Biden does not do any of that, but he got more votes than any other person in fucking American politics ever has. Sounds like horseshit to me, but I'm not into the political game like that. But whenever you look at it and you see enthusiasm for anti-Trump better than the enthusiasm for positive or pro-Biden, now that could be an argument, because you could make an argument for people who didn't necessarily want to vote for Biden, but well, I don't really get a choice. I have to stick with this one because I don't want to vote for Trump. So there's so many different angles that you can take with it. So that's just part of it. What's the largest crowd you had? I've been in front of 3,500. 3,500 is the largest, but I've been under contract, but I never wrestled under one of those. I've never wrestled in one of the WWE arenas. So 3,500 is the largest crowd that I've ever worked in front of. What is up, Allison? Have an early morning. Have to get ready for bed. Have a good night. Have a good night, Steph. But yeah, I think that was probably 3,500, and I think that was MCW. And MCW, they always draw really well in Maryland, so they always do really well. So that was a really exciting show too. That was really exciting. We had Ric Flair on it. Ric Flair just had I think he just had a signing, and they brought him in for $10,000. So he got paid $10,000 for an autograph signing, and he drew so many more people. They made a killing that night. So it was legit. It was worth it. Armin said, "What happened Saturday night?" And with New England All-Star Wrestling, missed yesterday's show, caught some of it later, but didn't hear much on the incident. Outside, maybe bad treatment from employer of the theme of the show. Yeah, it's just one of those things, man. We couldn't come to any type of agreement on things, and sometimes miscommunications, miscommunicate. It's really a lot of miscommunications and those types of things, and then people getting frustrated, especially on my account. I definitely get frustrated whenever it comes to those types of things. But it was just unfortunate, and it's just one of those things, man. Sometimes you have to make a hard decision, and hard decisions are not easy to make. So, yeah, that's just part of it. Armin, what happened is an amazing fan called out the promoter treating their best wrestler like junk. That's what Laura said. Christopher Barclough. Hey, buddy. What's up, Christopher Barclough? How are you? Mahoney said not to try to knock you down, but it's a surprise you are no longer with the company. You are the definition of a Vince McMahon guy, tall and strong. Thank you, Mahoney. Yeah, I get that. And that's all my doing. I could definitely look. I got friends who tell me different things who are well within the company. They've been there for a long, long time, and they'll tell me like, "Hey, man, they're looking for somebody. You think you do this? You think you do that?" And I've had multiple people tell me that I should email these person, to email that person. And I haven't really. I'd much rather build myself where I am, and doing what I'm doing because I have way more control over who I am instead of going on to like WWE TV and then being like, oh, well, this character, Charizard, Mr. Slave Killer, was fucking awesome. And I'm so glad that I was able to portray that character. Like, I'm not even connected to that shit. And whenever you work for a big company like that, it is what it is. It's just, you have to do it. Obviously, you're going to get paid a lot of money. And that's a motivation for a lot of people. It's not really the biggest motivation for me. It's a good motivation, but not the biggest motivation. Mine is more so about like building your own stuff, trying to get yourself out there. And I've been running the roads everywhere. But that's a good point, Mahoney. And I think that it's more so on my end because you're supposed to push yourself into the opportunities. And I was there once, and I did push myself into that opportunity one time. But I got where I was kind of turned off by that, and I didn't really want to pursue that. But that was more internal, personal stuff in the way that I handle things than it was anything else. So, yeah, I get it. But that's just part of it. That's part of it, man. Mahoney, have you ever tried to go to Ring of Honor, Impact, Japan, Mexico? I think you would do amazing. Definitely working on some of those. Oh, shit, we got Danny Keogh in here cooking his dinner. What's up, brother? Danny Keogh has entered the chat, cooking turkey burgers today. We got turkey burgers today for the old Danny Keogh. Let me be back to where we were. Yeah, I trained with Ring of Honor for a little while. It was okay, but you don't really get much. Impact Wrestling, they're based in Canada, and I don't really see them much around in the areas that I do, and I don't know anybody in Impact. Mexico and Japan are places that I'm working on. I'm working on those, and those will be a dream. It doesn't matter what company. I just want to wrestle in Mexico and Japan. I mean, I'll wrestle anywhere else as well, but it is what it is. That's just part of the game, you know? That's just part of the game. Let me get back here. We'll talk about Paul Orndorff a little bit as we go. Because I just didn't know much about Paul Orndorff. Here we go. Hiccups again. Sorry. All right. Cool, man. So, poor Mr. Wonderful died, and I feel bad. Oh yeah, while we're on crowd psychology, yeah, Micah. This is the book that I was going over for crowd psychology, but there's another one that I'm going to be going over soon too, and I might be doing videos on these. We'll see how I'm going to do it because I will still be doing the live shows, but I'm going to be doing way more regular YouTube videos to do as well. This one, hey, thank you, Aunt Dawn. Aunt Dawn has liked the page. Thank you so much, Aunt Dawn. That helps out so much. This one's called The Politics of Obedience, and it was from the 1800s. and from the late 1800s. But that one's going to be fun to see how we're all like. This is basically a story of us. Why are we so obedient to the natural world, or not even the natural world, the new world, I guess it would be the modern world. Revolt against the modern world. Micah, are you going to XWA shows? I was going to XWA shows for a while there. I haven't been there in a while, but I may be reaching out to them because I do need to be wrestling. I have too many fans in the New England area, so I have to be wrestling there. So we will get that figured out, so don't worry about that. Oh, shit, Danny? Danny said, I'm naked. You haven't lived, especially when you're, like, in between workouts. You got your weightlifting workout, and then you got your wrestling workout. But in between, you got to take a shower. But then when you get out, you got to dry off. But you ain't got no time to dry off, so you're going to jump in there and get your food fucking finished first. Finish your food, and then get out of there. And by then, you're already dried off. Darnell Coolbreeze, how are you, brother? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Are you sad about Paul Orndorff? Was he a big part of your childhood as you were growing up? Did you get into Paul Orndorff? I know he was a heel though, so it's really hard to put into words, and it's hard to make sure that people understand and remember, because I remember him, but I don't remember too much about him. He was a heel, and he was a good heel at what he did, I'm sure, but that's just kind of part of the game. Norman, what promotions do you work for in Southern Florida, West Palm Beach area specifically? Any shows coming up? I'll be moved down there in 3 weeks. None at the moment. I was with a couple over there in Tampa, but I'm more so Northwest Florida. I will be down there in 4 months though, so we'll see if all that sticks together. We'll see. But Armin, Just stay and connect, man. Just stay connected, brother, and I'll let you know. I'll let you know where I'm going whenever I get down there, because I will be working on getting down there as well. So don't worry about that, brother. Don't worry about that. Yeah, exactly, Danny. He helped created Heroes. Yeah, he was a giant point into Hulk Hogan, into all these big top guys that you knew. They had a guy. I mean, good-looking guy, ripped, great body, asshole. Great, perfect. That's what you want as a bad guy. That's perfectly what you want. That's all that you need. Armin, I was a pretty big fan of Wonderful. Darnell said, yes, I remember him. He looks like a version of He-Man. Yeah, he did look like a that man in the chat. Oh, shit, that man, official Nasty Leroy has joined the chat. What's up, Leroy? How are you, brother? Brother Leroy has joined the chat. Darnell, yeah, he did. He literally looked like a live action version of He-Man, especially when he was younger, because he had lighter hair. So he had like that blonde He-Man type hair look. But yeah, poor fucking Mr. Wonderful, man. He had to deal with some shit too. So Paul Orndorff was an American professional wrestler known for his appearances in World Wrestling Federation and World Championship Wrestling, known as Mr. Wonderful. After 7 years working with the NWA, Orndorff became a star in the 80s. So he spent 7 years honing and learning his craft, and then he became a star in the WWF, being managed by Bobby Heenan, which you cannot get a better manager than Bobby Heenan, and the champion, and he was working extensively with Hulk Hogan in the main events for WrestleMania and Survivor Series with an untreated neck injury. So he wrestled so long with an untreated neck injury that his right side of his body started to atrophy and muscle. So if you see his work in the late 90s in WCW, whenever he was in WCW, he had a super, super skinny arm. And it was very sad to see, because like this guy with like this amazing body, and like one side is like super atrophied, like no muscle at all. Looks like a little skinny kid's arm, because he had a neck injury and he never got it fixed. because he had to keep working. He was like, no, I'm a wrestler. I have to keep working or I'm not going to get a paycheck. But at a certain point, man, like, that sucks. It's kind of like the Andre the Giant thing, where Andre the Giant knew that he had a surgery that could prolong his life, but he decided not to because he wanted to wrestle and he wanted to make his money. Paul Orndorff knew that there was a surgery that would fix the atrophy, the problems, possibly, but he had to work. He felt like it was more necessary for him to work, and maybe he felt like he would be okay. Maybe he felt like he would be okay. But he was inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in 2005 and the NWA Hall of Fame in 2009. What's up, Ryan? How are you, brother? How are you? How you doing, Ryan? Christopher Barakloff, Mr. Wonderful. Paul Orndorff is a former WCW television champion. He won a tournament. Good. Hell yeah. He definitely had his attributes. Now, here's one thing that I didn't know about him. I didn't know that he was a college football player, but he was a really good college football player. Orndorff played college football as a running back and tight end at the University of Tampa, where he scored 21 career touchdowns, which is really good. Mr. Wonderful. I can't even sing the Mr. Wonderful song, dude. Danny Keough with that going to visit over here. Danny Keough. Danny, I can't even do it. Mr. Wonderful. I can't even do it, man. I can't even do it. I got to play it to see if I can hear it. All right, let me play the Mr. Wonderful music and see if I can do it. What do we got? Them. All right, here we go. Mr. Wonderful Titantron. All right, let's see if we can hear it. Oh, you got to hit me with a commercial. They always got to hit you with the commercials, guys. They always got to hit you with the commercials. All right. Our planet is under threat. I got it. Yeah. He knows it too. Mahoney, good call. Was that you, the Mahoney, that called that? I don't know. Oh, no. It was Danny. Good old Danny. Those dang commercials. Yeah, exactly, Laura. Danny nailed it. Danny, good call, Danny. Good call, Danny Keough. That was fucking awesome. All right, I'm going to head to the restroom. I got the Jordane IHTP, and then we're going to finish up our show right here. So give me a sec. Yeah, Micah. It just popped up. Micah said you might be copyrighted if you play too much of the song. That's why I'm trying not to get that DMCA. They always get me. I don't want them to get me today. I don't want them to get me today. But what can you do? All right, I'll be back. Hold on one sec. Okay, here we go. And Mr. Wonderful was a really good football player. I had no idea. I had no clue. Laura said, Papa Jordane gonna shake it once and then half times, maybe twirl once during his 45.7 second IHTP break. I hope it was less than a minute. My goal is to make sure that the IHTP moments only happen for less than a minute. They have to. All right. Have to go. Rest in peace, Mr. Wonderful. All right, Mahoney. It's great seeing you here, though. Always great seeing you here. Ryan, XWA, July 24th, the Plymouth Mass. The Plymouth Mass. Ooh, July 24th. That's coming up. Christopher Barclough, Mr. Wonderful. Paul Orndorff had awesome matches with Hulk Hogan and Don Morocco. Rowdy Roddy Piper, and so many others. Yes, he did. Darnell, have you seen the Orndorff and Hogan cage match on Saturday night's main event? No, I haven't. I might actually have to watch that, though. Because that actually sounds pretty fucking badass. I like it. Have you seen the Orndorff-Hogan cage match from Saturday night main event? Sounds like something I have to see, actually. That's what it sounds like. I'm going to have a commercial. Danny. He was managed by Bobby the Brain Heenan for a long time. The Heenan family. Yeah, exactly. That's why, like, the Heenan family. And that's why, like, he did so well. He was such a great heel. I mean, you can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. There's no way you can go wrong. I think I got enough fluid in me. Christopher Barclough, Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff, former AWF World Champion, NWA National Heavyweight Champion, NWA Mid-Atlantic World Champion, six-man tag team champion, and NWA Southern World Champion. Damn. Christopher Barclough, WWF Big Event Hulk Hogan versus Mr. Paul Orndorff for the World Wrestling Federation Tag Team Championship. And we know that Paul Orndorff has had, Ryan Newell, what happened with New England All-Star Wrestling? We unfortunately were unable to agree on any type of terms, and it was a very hard decision for any of us to make, but not good, not happy. Not a happy situation, but it's just one of those things where you have to pick up your stuff and move on. And it's not the last time I'm going to be up there, so I will be up there. Danny Keogh, you got any shows this month? I do have a show this Sunday, but it's not a public show yet. And then after that, I have cut off the rest of my bookings so that all my southern bookings are gone, all my northern bookings are gone. Right now, I only have one place that I'm booked at. And I'm going to slowly and progressively do more, but we'll see. Just give me 1 sec. I got to get me another drink real quick for my tea, and then I'll be back. Get everything straight. World Wrestling Federation Championship. Not tag team title. Well, at least it was the tag team championship. Official Bray. What's up, Official Bray? How you doing over there? All right. Now we got Mr. Wonderful. Well, I just want to talk a little bit about him. And that entrance music, though, guys. That entrance music, though, don't be disrespectful. Y'all know that entrance music was fire as shit. Y'all know it was fire. Let me go through the YouTubes and make sure we're not missing any cusses. Daniel Admasu. How are you, Daniel Admasu? Good to see you, brother. How have you been, and where are you from? I like getting a gauge on where all of our new people are coming from, so I just want to check up on you, Daniel. I haven't seen your name, or at least I haven't seen it in a long time. I forgot that, but that's okay. Cool. So Mr. Wonderful, he's wonderful. He played football, and I had no idea that Paul Orndorff played football. Official Bray, what's up, Official Bray? What is going on? How are you over there on the Instagram? We have 2 new people now. Let's see. I'm going to read a little bit more about old Paul Orndorff, and then we'll finish up. But we ain't in no hurries, guys. Football career. I didn't know that Paul Orndorff was in football, but he did a really good job at football. Apparently, his stats were really good. He was drafted on NFL draft day by the New Orleans Saints, but he voluntarily quit for personal problems. He was considering pro wrestling. Let's see. He scored over 2,000 all-purpose yards in his playing career with the Spartans. So that was really – I had no idea that he was that good of a football player. But back then, we used to get a lot of good guys from there, you know. Laura, I am new. Yeah, of course you are, Laura. Daniel Adamasu said, I'm from Maryland. Oh, that's awesome, Daniel. That's awesome. Good to see you. Did you see me at MCW? Have you seen me at MCW? How have you seen me, man? Official Bray, I'm chilling. How about you? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. Funny because I'm a football player. Well, there you go. There you go. Hey, I'm gonna follow you back then, man. I'm gonna follow you back. We gotta support each other. So I got a football player and we got a wrestler. Wrestlers and football players support each other. But he was a good wrestler. He was a good football player too. That's the thing. Mr. Wonderful did wonderful at everything he put his mind to. He was great at football, and guess what? He was great at wrestling. What year? When he got drafted? It was 1970. Hold on one sec. 1975? No, 1970. 73. He was drafted in 1973. Now that's a blast from the past if you've ever had one before, right, Danny? That was before either of us were born. None of us was born. I don't think any of us were born in the chat right now. No offense to anybody who was. I was thinking I might be wrong, but I might be right. Who knows? It's hard to tell sometimes. Guys. Daniel, Twitter. Oh, hell yeah, man. Twitter works too, brother. Twitter works too. I do plan on coming to an MCW event soon. Please do. I haven't been wrestling for them recently, but they always have a great show, and I think that it's best for everyone always to support indie wrestling. Whatever the promotion, whatever happens with anybody, always get better. Just to get better. You need the experience to get better, and you'll progressively get better, but always support indie wrestling, guys. No matter what happens with anybody, if there's an indie show going on, go to it. Even if I'm pissed off at them, if anybody else is pissed off at them, it doesn't matter. Support indie wrestling. Support the boys. Support the girls who are out there destroying their bodies. And I am way less likely. Thank you, Doug Baker, for that like. That is awesome. Thank you so much, Doug Baker. And guys, go on and click that like button. Go on and click that share button. I love the help. But where were we? I forgot where we were, so I'll go to the chats. Laura said I was 4. Ha! Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Laura, you were barely there. You barely made coming to an MCW event soon. Hell yeah, Daniel. Hell yeah. Please do, man. Please do. And you never know. I might show up. You really, really never know. Daniel also said, I went to their tribute to the Legends show back in 2017. I met Christian and the Spirit Squad. Really nice people. I had to have been there, right? I'm pretty sure I would have been there. Do you remember the Guns for Hire? I'm pretty sure we were there in 2017. Me and good old Bill Collier. It would have been two big old WWE-looking jacked up wrestler guys. Yeah, I don't know how to explain how we look other than that, you know. Danny, facts, brother, facts. Official Bray said, and also I might come down to Barnesville next month on the 14th. Hell yeah, Bray. Hell yeah. Get down there to Barnesville, man. Get down there to Barnesville. That's WrestleMerica. That's another promotion that I want everybody to make sure that if you are in the general vicinity of WrestleMerica, which is Barnesville, Georgia, get your ass over there. Now, I won't be there, Official Bray, and I do apologize for that, but all I've been living is indie wrestling all my life. That's all I know. And I know it's funny because people tell me, oh, you look like a WWE wrestler. You look like Vince McMahon would love you. Yeah, well, I don't love that. So, like, it's got to be a mutual thing, and I ain't really into it, you know? I'm not saying if they offered me a certain amount of money, I'd probably say yeah. I mean, come on, man. I'm not a dummy. But, you know, Micah said supporting indie wrestling shows there's interest, so the venue will be more willing to host again and the talent will want to work again. Exactly, Micah. That's the thing. When it comes to professional wrestling, there's a whole bunch of different pieces to the puzzle that have to work out. So the promoter has to have a reputable, valuable promotion that they want to push, but then they also have to have good working relations, and this makes you think about Vince. Now think about Vince McMahon. You have to have a good working relationship with their venue. How many venues do you think Vince McMahon has? You know, there's so many venues that he has to have a good working relationship with them. I know promotions who can't even have one good working relationship with the company. So that's a very complicated thing in wrestling, that there really aren't a lot of people who look at it beyond their own personal perspectives. When they don't look at it beyond trying to make themselves better, which is always good, but you want to make the overall business good as well. So there's a lot of things that we can all do for that, and that's what my goal is to push in the professional wrestling business from now on, is to have a good, positive working relationship with people and to be as upfront as possible that you can when it comes to all of the things. Look, it's not easy putting together a show. It's hard as shit. It's complicated, and it's very expensive. Just being able to put together a show. So when you see an independent show being put together, not all cases, because some people are fine, but most cases they're just trying to get by to their next show and then make it to their next show, So always support, if you can, always support independent professional wrestling, because the WWE is fine. AEW is fine. They might not be. AEW might not be. They might be gone. But we've seen that before. We've seen these promotions come in with so much hype and so much, we're the WWE killers. We're gonna do so much better than them, and then everything starts falling off, and it's like, geez, come on. It's just so frustrating. We'll go back to the chat now. Christopher Barclough, when will you come to Savannah, Georgia? That's hard to say, Christopher. Stay connected. Like I said, stay connected. Bray, all right, you have a good day. I'll see you another time. I will see you, Bray. I will see you. Just stay connected with everything, just like I'm about to tell Christopher Barclough in Massachusetts, just as well as Georgia. You guys just be patient. I'm going to be back. I'm not going to stop wrestling. The only way I'm not going to be back is if I die. If I die, yeah, I'm not going to be back, and I'm pissed off about that. Trust me. I'm very pissed off. If I have consciousness when I die, I'm going to be mad about it. Even if I'm 100. If you live, if you have consciousness beyond what we have now. DK, Danny, must be familiar, said Smooth C, Chris Baraclough. You got to be familiar, because that's your area, Danny. You got to be familiar. Thank you, Mark Speeney, for liking the chat. We've got so many likes tonight. It's been a really good night for the like button. Thank you guys for liking the page and liking everything. But we're going to continue on now. Erwin Molino, thank you for liking the page. I like to call our people out and make sure that we're getting plenty of people over here. Lori said it keeps buffering on YouTube. Damn it. I promise, guys, and it might be a computer thing, but I will get that figured out soon. How soon is soon? I don't know, 6 months? Well, give me that much time, guys. Give me that much time. I might need it. I might really, right now, with everything that I'm trying to manage, I might just need it. I really might just need it. But that's part of the game, right? Laura said, want to support the wrestlers, but hard to pay for a seat with a promotion that is questionable. Yeah. That's a challenge. Yep, that's a big challenge. Laura said, check your regular Facebook page if you get a chance. Next couple of days, I didn't realize how close I will be to the Dr. Tom Pritchard and Glenn Jacobs wrestling school when I head to Knoxville. I was trained by Dr. Tom, right? I was trained by Dr. Tom when I was under contract with the WWE, I went to FCW, which is Florida Championship Wrestling, and we had some of the best trainers in the world. We had Dusty Rhodes. I trained with Dusty Rhodes every day. Dr. Tom Pritchard, I trained with every day. Norman Smiley, I trained with every day. Steve Kern, all these guys who were legends, I trained with every day. So I love that. And whenever I'm in Tennessee, I'll take Dr. Tom out for dinner if he'll let me. But I help train at where I'm training at. So, you know. But if I'm down there for an occasion, I would definitely come and say hi and stuff like that. But I'm not making a special trip just to go train somewhere. Daniel, I never grew up watching Paul, but I heard he was great. And I mean a great heel. Yeah, dude. Great heel. That's the thing. Great fucking heel. Great heel. Daniel said the heels I grew up with were Edge, Orton, CM Punk, JBL, etc. Daniel, JBL would be the heel that is most closely related to Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. I would say that JBL would probably be closest, even though JBL probably could be CM Punk. Even Randy Orton. And Randy Orton has the best body out of all of them, but even Randy Orton didn't have a body like Mr. Wonderful. And, hey, don't get me wrong. Maybe they had different drug. They had a different drug policy back then. So, 'tis what it is, but you can't be mad about that. But I think JBL, when it comes to persona, is probably more related to Paul Orndorff out of the heels that you sent me. Danny Keogh over there, Smooth C with Christopher Barclough. You have a PS4 or Xbox? I don't. Sorry. Oh shit, Dr. Tom is a genius. I love Dr. Tom. Dr. Tom has helped me through wrestling stuff, but it was non-wrestling stuff. But it was non-wrestling stuff that affected my wrestling stuff. And he's good, man. Especially when it comes to the boys. He takes care of the boys. You always be solid with Dr. Tom. If you're one of the wrestlers out there, always be solid with Dr. Tom. And if you don't like him, then fuck you. That's my opinion. Danny said, and shit, Mr. Wonderful annoyed me. Yeah, exactly. That's his job. And he did a good job at it. And he did a damn good job at it. He made sure that you hated his fucking guts. It's not this corny ass shit that you see on fucking Twitter when people are like, oh yeah, it's fucking, you like your dog day. Guess what? Dogs suck. That's the type of heat that we're getting nowadays. We're not getting like real heat. People can't even accept real heat. People can't even accept real wrestling because real wrestling is real life. And they say that shit, and then you act it out in things that you can even think of. It really, trust me, guys, it truly is. It's the artifacts in your mind that you connect to. And whenever you see that shit, when you see it happen, you don't even know why you like it, but you like it because they're making that connection to you. There's these connections. It's a human connection that we all are fighting to try to make. But goddamn, some people can do it better than others. John Cena did it amazingly, but Mr. Wonderful did it amazingly too, but Mr. Wonderful was a heel, bad guy, bad boy, not going to be remembered like Hulk Hogan, still a good guy, still a good person. The public persona isn't remembered as that, but he made a lot of money. Can you be mad? Danny Keogh, you ever watch Young Rock on Hulu? Oh, that's cringe. I started to watch like the first episode, but it was too much. It was too much like a regular, like, it was too much like Friends, you know? And I love The Rock. I fucking love The Rock. But it was like, it's just, I don't know, man. I'm way more of a realistic, I like the, you know, yeah, it's not bad. I have a hard time shitting on things that I know aren't bad, but I don't enjoy them. That's the thing. Because I don't enjoy it. I don't like it, Danny. I don't like it. You can hate on me. You can hate on me all you want. I understand. I get it. I understand. I know. I'm a bad boy. I shouldn't feel this way. But it's hard for me to watch. I can't do it. I have a hard time with it. It's hard for me. I miss those kinds of heels. And Daniel also said JBL was a fantastic heel because he was one of those heels that would try to get under your skin. He was And I can tell you guys personally, I have had people who are not wrestling fans and not familiar with like the wrestling business and how we do things. I don't remember the year, but it was No Mercy or it was No Way Out, and it was probably No Way Out. But it was the one where JBL had a storyline with Eddie Guerrero, and he was talking shit, and it was one of those, and I know it was one of the cringe wrestling ones because it was all over whenever it happened, but he did he went to the border and he was chasing Mexicans around on the border, and it's like, what the fuck? Wrestling is so, but that's wrestling. That's wrestling. Get over it. Get over it. That's wrestling. That's what they do. That's what they do. They've done much worse. Don't think that they haven't done worse. They've definitely done worse. I've had a friend. I sat down and had a conversation with a friend, and he wanted to have a person tied up in the middle of the ring, and he wanted to have gasoline poured on them. And he wasn't going to light it, but he wanted people to smell the gasoline and know that there was some, like, he might actually set this guy on fire. So, like, all of us wrestlers are fucking crazy, guys. We're all head cases, and we want to try some crazy shit. Danny Keogh said JBL, though. That JBL, though. I did it for The Rock. I did it for The Rock, too. That man has to get escorted by cops after El Paso show after beating up Eddie Guerrero's mom. Danny's talking about the exact show. That was No Way Out. Danny was talking about the exact show. That man had to have fucking security escort him out of the building. And now listen. As a wrestler, that is all you want. You are begging to cause a riot. I've seen riots caused in wrestling. They were race riots, but they were riots. I mean, I know it's easy to get people to riot over race nowadays, but this was right before that. Before the media started pushing all the crazy race stuff, that shit was going on even before that. Like, it's almost like that's kind of how human nature is, where they find something different and then they don't like it. And people are just like that. People are just like that. Weird how people are just like that. Why are people just like that? Oh, here we go. Christopher Barkloff. Eddie Guerrero versus JBL, Great American Bash 2004 for the WWE title in a bull rope match. I haven't watched that one in a long time. I'll have to check it out. But Daniel also said, I hate young... No, I'm sorry. Christopher Barkloff said, I hate Young Rock. 1996, where it all changed for Hulk Hogan. Turned heel was the best thing ever. Done NWO with a big bang. 100%. I'm with you on that. I'm definitely with you on that. Daniel said, I still remember all those times Edge made me cry whenever he would beat up my favorites, Rey Mysterio, Undertaker, Batista, and Jeff Hardy. Yeah, exactly. And Edge was another one. Edge was another one. Great heat. Great heat. Christopher Barkloff. Eddie Guerrero versus JBL Great American Bash 2004 for the WWE title in a bull rope match. Eddie Guerrero versus JBL Judgment Day 2004. They had a great fucking feud, guys. 2004 for the WWE title. The chair shot to Eddie head was awesome. Eddie bled like a stuck pig. Eddie bled like That was more bloody than even at that time than what they called for, but it was just ridiculous. Laughing my ass off. That finish was so controversial, so shit. It was. I was mad as a kid. Yeah, I was pissed off as a kid too. I wanted him to fucking finish him. Bull rope match, dope. I got to go back to the bull rope match. I might watch that tonight. God damn it, because you guys got me motivated now, and I fucking love this shit. So Eddie Guerrero versus fucking JBL sounds like a good night, any night to me. It's so good. All right, guys. All right, we're gonna finish up here. But R.I.P. to Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff. Such a great career, such a crazy career. A long career too that you don't really get much in some of the different companies and whatnot. But all good. Christopher Barkloff, the Montreal screw job off with a shocker. I was sad when Bret Hart got screwed in a work shoot double cross. I know a work shoot double cross. Like what? That's what it sounds like. That's kind of what it was. That is kind of what it was. It was kind of like a work shoot double cross. BL and Eddie is fire. Yeah, dude. Dude, anything between JBL and Eddie were fire. They were born for each other. They were born for each other. That was just like the circumstances for them were just, it was just too perfect, man. Too perfect. But then Daniel said Eddie was a great face and a great heel. Eddie was I think he was a better face. But goddamn, he was a great heel. Watch his WCW heel stuff. I mean, his WWE heel stuff was pretty good too, but people wanted to cheer him. People still wanted to cheer Eddie. People loved Eddie. But watch his WCW stuff when it was a heel, because the way that he carried himself, great. One of the best, man. One of the best. Daniel said, I miss seeing characters on my screen like JBL, Eddie, Edge, Austin, and The Rock. Those are all. You know what's funny about every single one of them? JBL, Eddie, Edge, Austin, and The Rock. They are so distinguishable. They are all so different from each other. They are their own character. No, that was the feud that we were talking about when he went to the border, and he was trying to grab people and try to stop them from coming over. And then Danny Keough said WWE Eddie as a heel is wild. Anything but, yeah, I agree. Let me go back and watch some of the Eddie heel stuff. See, y'all make me I gotta take notes. Why are y'all making me take notes and shit? It's Eddie, JBL, Bull Rope, which I should have already watched anyway, but look at me not. I probably have seen it, but it's just been so long. Christopher Barclough, I'm the only one to pissed off at Stone Cold at Meet and Greet in 1997. Why were you pissed off at Stone Cold, though? Daniel, no offense to today's heels, but none of them make me want to see their butts get kicked. Yeah, exactly. That's the unfortunate thing, because a heel's job is to make the audience want to see them get murdered. The audience wants to be so motivated and so angry about this guy that they will do anything. And then you have all of a sudden this babyface who comes in and whoops that motherfucker's ass. You gotta be behind that. Like when Eddie, when perfect example, when JBL came out and cut the promo saying, hey guys, does your mom need a job? I'll hire you for that. I'll hire her for that. Think about the heat. Just think about that little bit of heat that he caused. And all Eddie had to do was go out there and whoop that motherfucking ass. Whoop that ass. I love that shit, man. So good. God, they were so good. But they were good, man. Those were legit wrestlers. They're workers. They'll fuck, they don't care. They'll take chances. They'll go out there and they'll put it out there. And they made so much. I'm your Poppy Eddie, that version. Yep, I'm your Poppy Eddie. I'm your Poppy. Christopher Barclough, you pissed off Stone Cold. How did you piss off Stone Cold? Daniel said, I remember how Vince McMahon, because you knew he was the boss. If the boss is out there, you want to see him get his ass kicked anyway, just because it's the boss. And that's brilliant, and you have to give it to Vince McMahon, because they saw it and they ran with it, and they were like, okay, yeah, I gotta do that. That's just the way that it goes. Danny said, I remember I saw JBL debut, and I called him Bradshaw, APA. Months later, I see him as JBL, not Bradshaw. And he don't look like Bradshaw. Yeah, Bradshaw and Ron Simmons in the APA was like the best babyface badass tag team that you wanted. That's what you wanted. But then whenever, Ron Simmons couldn't wrestle anymore, and JBL had to be on his own. Well, JBL, we'll turn you in. You're a redneck, so we'll turn you into a rich redneck who left Texas and went to New York because he's a New Yorker now, but he's a Texas Southern guy. So it's like, what, Eddie? Those variables alone right there are just perfect, man. Perfect for great television. Perfect for great television, man. Christopher Barclough. I was wearing a homemade Owen 316 t-shirt. I'm a Canada fan. I'm a Team Canada fan, not a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. Well, that makes sense. I don't blame him for not liking you then. Daniel, I've been binge watching a lot of WWE content from 98 to 2001, and man, I got to say that the storylines were amazing. Thank you, Vince McMahon, because you had you had so many people watching that shit. It was all over the place. It was literally all over the place. So their storylines had to be pretty good. They had to be pretty good. Had to be. All right, what you got over here, Danny? Danny said, I remember I saw JBL debut and I called him Brad. Oh, no. Okay, sorry. Protection, beer and poker. Yeah, exactly. APA, Acolytes Protection Agency. The APA, poker and beer. They're playing poker, you give them beer, and they'll help you out. They'll save your ass. They'll protect you. They are a protection agency or a security office, however you want to say. All right, Christopher Barclough, WWF, In Your House, Mind Games 1996, strap match between Bradshaw and Savio Vega. That was a very good match. Savio Vega and JBL tore that up, but that he was not JBL at that time. He was Justin Hawk Bradshaw, which was very different. But that was cool, man. That was cool. Good stuff. Fun show today. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed it. I had a blast. This was a fun one. I'm going to be getting all my stuff ready. We're going to chill out now. I have to relax for the night, and then I'm going to be back up tomorrow. And then tomorrow, we're going to have a fun little episode. And I haven't quite decided exactly what I want to talk about for tomorrow. So just pay attention to the stream, and then you will see how that's all going. But anyway, guys, we're going to jump off of here now. We're gonna jump off of here now, and try to relax for the night. And I'll hopefully see you guys later. This was a fun episode. This was a fun match, fun show. You guys know, y'all know what I'm saying. Y'all know what I'm saying. Anyway, guys, I hope you all have a good night. I love you. See you tomorrow.